But this is a nice example. This looks like the average financial info blog made for AdSense blog, where you got some nice article about easy payday loans, blah, 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 in a crisis. You pick a text snippet, you Google it, you get 6 results. But your site is not here. You have a lot of filtered results. If you click on the link below, you realize that there are 142 freaking results for the same piece of content. That was a typical article syndication site. And you know what? If you click through these 15 pages of results, the domain where I took the snippet from wasn't even in there. So it's not even duplicated. It's what we call a dead page. A dead page. So that particular page was filtered out of the results and doesn't even show up for 142 duplicate results. Having a link there doesn't make sense at all because it's not showing up in Google. And you know what? That page does show a cache date. The Google cache date did show something, which tells us that Google cached that page at some point, but removed it from the index. So it doesn't help you. And that's a lot of work, of course, to do for each single page where you want to get a link from. So we built a tool for that for our internal use in 2006 already and use that for our link building efforts. Obviously, it's so much easier to have that information at a click of a button. And we just recently launched our link research tools where we provided that. So after 3 years internal use, some friends convinced me that they want to have these tools to improve their link building efforts as well. And as you can see, they kind of get some superpowers from that already. So it's a time saver. If you want, we're currently in a private beta, and if you leave me your business card, I can get you into the private beta to test that tool. So, finding relevant pages, the second trick. I think we can still manage that. The criteria for finding a page where you want to have a link on is not only if the page is juicy, but also if the page ranks for what you're trying to get. If you try to rank for online poker, again, it doesn't make sense to get a link on a babyware site or a babyware page or something about the easy payday loans. It doesn't make sense, regardless of the page rank. I would never ever recommend you get a link on a PR6 page about babyware linking to your poker site. It's super unnatural. So all you have to do is ask Google, what's the relevant stuff? You type in your keywords, your online poker, your babyware, your easy payday loan, whatever, and get a lot of results. Well, could be way too much to digest, but thanks Google, they only show the most relevant results at first, the first 10 and the next 10. We typically look at the first 200 results for each keyword, and then of course vary the keyword a lot because you want to have keyword information, keyword review, you want to buy the keyword, you want to purchase the keyword, you want to get the keyword online, etc., etc., etc. And there are different results coming back. The trick is to get rid of the duplications and do these queries at once, and then only look at the 200 most relevant results of the combined queries, which is what we do with an internal tool as well, to avoid looking at the same stuff over and over again. Because the poker DE ranks for 10 different phrases related to poker, and you don't want to look at that all the time and over again. Then you want to look if the page is juicy. Then you have to do a manual review and see if it looks like that link seller paradise page that we've seen before with 20 or 40, and I think that had even more than 40 paid links on it. And then, well, if it kind of looks like spam to you, it looks like spam to Google as well. You don't want to get a link there, again, regardless of page rank, regardless to the inbound links, regardless of the price. If you buy cheap, you actually buy expensive. And one of my clients tried to leverage the cost per link. Well, he engaged in link buying because it was in a very competitive industry. And he got some super trusted, super strong links for a lot of money. And then he had a lot of shit links for low money, for like, I don't know, a couple bucks per link. And in the end, he got a penalty for those crappy links. Got rid of them and, well, got back in. He had a -30 penalty for his whole domain for a month. And that domain was making 5 digits a day. So That was an expensive link buy, actually. Yeah, a little bit more about the link research tools that we built to look at competitor links where they are getting the link juice from the strong ones. We try to combine backlink profiles, look at backlinks from different competitors and see what do they have in common. Those are typically the links that you want to look at first. That doesn't mean that they are the best links, because sometimes they have been around for 5 years, and what was okay 5 years ago could be spammy today. And analysis of your backlinks and anchor text is helpful if you want to diagnose the penalty thing that I mentioned before. You want to do that for a different page or the whole domain. And again, if you want to try the private beta, leave me your business card and I'll get you in. Basic tools for link building, of course, is Google, as I mentioned, is your Firefox. I would just use that because of the SEO Quake plugin, which shows you a lot of different data on demand. You want to use proxies, a lot of proxies for your link research. Otherwise, you're going to get banned by Google, which means your client or your Office IP will get banned. You can't do any Google queries anymore. You don't get any data. Well, and you need something to organize all that. We build a backend where we have kind of a project management workflow thing for our clients to avoid, messing around with hundreds of different Excel sheets for each month, for each client, for each report period, and then go back to links to check them if they're still there and stuff like that. Obviously, there's a lot of stuff on the market, but we found nothing that really matches what we need, so well, we went the do-it-yourself way. In summary, and I think we're just in time, you shouldn't look at PageRank, Alexa, the typical SEO criteria. Of course you can. And in our link building backend, in the link research tools, we currently have 27 different parameters that we can look at. And we're extending that to over 40 in the next month. But I'm saying you may not base your decision if you want to link there. The decision if you want to link there is just if it's a relevant link. If it's about your industry, it's about your topic, and then you might cheer that it shows a high page rank. But that doesn't mean anything, because I've seen very useless pages having page rank, and very great pages having no or very low page rank, because page rank depends on the topic. It's not a link-based metric anymore. Of course, obey the 7 golden rules of white-hat link building we just mentioned, and we got that written down not only in this presentation but also on our website. And I think I made a video about that too. And please don't worry about wasting page rank or anchor text. Dave, again to quote him, mentioned he's happy about the variations. He's happy about people linking with something, and then add some very qualified, very targeted anchor text to that. You can always add targeted anchor text yourself, but you need the natural distribution of something in your anchor text. So you should think like a user, even with a manual link building, with a manual link buying, not an SEO. Those times are over. And of course, you want to be efficient. If you spend hours to get a link, well, that has to come back at some point. And most of our clients don't have the in-house staff and the process in place. And I know from our team, it takes a while to get used to kind of the routine process, and link building is a shitty job. It's not fun. People get bad dreams about their business or, the clients. So that's it for today. Again, if you want to get into the link research tools, leave me your business card or shoot me an email. We also got a free link building training where you can sign up. And in other cases, I'll be happy to hear from you via email or Twitter or Facebook.